to go. Okay, the stream is live, and
awesome.
So yeah, in addition to dropping today, I'm generally going to be taking a bit of a step back and finishing my mentor duties and handing things off to Ahmed to run things. Need to take care of some things like making sure Ahmed gets the YouTube privileges and the ability to effectively run a thing. So with that, I do have to go, and I will be seeing y'all soon.
See you, dude. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. Bye.
I'm not going to end the meeting for all. Wait, before I go, let me explicitly make Ahmed the host, because otherwise I think it'd be randomly choose somebody. Okay, bye, have fun.
Perfect, bye. Okay, hello everyone, welcome to another mentorship meeting. I think it's a good idea to introduce ourselves for people who recently joined. So my name is Ahmed, I'm in the mentorship team. Currently we're trying to gather the mentorship pool. So let's introduce the team. AJ, want to go next?
Sure. I'm AJ. I've been part of the mentorship team for probably 7 or 8 months now. I used to be more involved than I am now because now I'm working at Delta and buying a house and things like that. So I haven't had much time, but I still try to at least attend the meetings. So that's me.
Thank you for that. Awesome. David?
Yeah, I'm David, also part of the mentorship team. I run JSLA, big JavaScript event in Los Angeles. We started a mentorship team, a mentorship program a little while ago. We're now on our, I think, 3rd round. And so, yeah.
Awesome. Ian?
Hey, everyone. Yeah, I'm kind of new to the Node project. I was invited by Ben. He asked if I was interested in getting involved with the mentorship project, and I said yes. So it's my first meeting.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hey,
Ben?
that's a good segue. Hi, I'm Ben. I was involved with the first round of mentorship on Node. I really think that this is a great idea to try to get more folks up to speed and to help make it less frightening to land your first few patches in the Node project. I work at NPM Incorporated and do quite a bit of work in the open source, some on Node, but mostly on Yargs and Istanbul and some other open source projects.
Awesome. Sophia?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sophia, or Sophie. I work for DisDot, and what we do is helping Node Foundation with marketing, outreach, and in general, help you organize things and helping to move things forward. That can take time, as you all know. So we've been working with, lastly, we've been working with user feedback sessions and user feedback in general.
Awesome. And now with mentorship.
Yes.
Cool. So, like, as you all know, like we all had stuff lately. So we've been busy with the mentorship program, and it's been going for almost a year now. So these things happen. Currently, from my time, I have more time to dedicate to the mentorship program at the moment. So I believe I should be able to help move things forward a little bit faster. Yeah, so I was hoping like from today's meeting, if we can like get some sort of deadline for the collecting of the mentorship, of the mentor pool. This way we'll have like a clearer plan on like how to continue the program. So this is one of the things I want to discuss. If you have any other stuff on the agenda.
I don't think I know of anything on the agenda.
Yeah, I mostly wanted to, like, I feel like I just wanted to bring up that I think we do have some pretty good mentors at this point, and maybe kind of putting a stake in the ground and thinking about when we want to move towards kind of kicking off another round would be good. This was on my mind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think if we set a deadline, we should just start once we reach that deadline, regardless of how many mentors we're able to get by that time.
Yeah, I don't think there's, yeah, I don't think things really change much depending on, I mean, look, there's certainly scale effects. Like if we got so lucky that we had 100 mentors, that's very different than 10. But the difference between, I don't know, what are we at now? Maybe like 5 and 10, I don't think matters a whole bunch. So we should be able to just get going.
I agree. Also, like we want this round to also be small in terms of size. We're not like going crazy in publicizing the mentorship round. So even 5 people is fine with me. Yeah, I also wanted to mention that someone in the mentorship channel on Slack suggested to have something like just like a collaboration between people who are not on like the mentorship program yet, who are waiting to have some sort of guidelines on how to contribute asynchronously. If you check the latest messages on the mentorship #mentorship Slack channel, I think it's a good idea. I want to take your input about it, but I'm not sure if we have the capacity or. My chain of thought is it's a really good thing that people are still enthusiastic about the whole thing. And we have people waiting for almost a year. So it's a good idea to give them some guidelines, maybe notes from the previous mentorship. Also, we have the mentorship to do created by, I forgot his name. Let me share the link. Anyways, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it would require someone's attention to effectively run that. I don't know if it can really work if you just, I forget who it was in that room, but I don't think it would work well just to say like, okay, great, go for it. I think, someone would actually have to actively manage that. And I don't know. I mean, if somebody wants to step up and do that, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I agree. It would take probably a good bit of investment on our end. Maybe not though. I mean, if some of the mentorship candidates want to try to start putting that together and can come up with a list of what they need from us, if it's not something that would require a whole bunch of time investment on our end, I would be happy to see that happen. Just, we're having trouble, or not having trouble, but I would like to be able to invest our full effort into this right now. So if we can do that easily, I would like to do that. But if it's going to be more than a little effort, we'll probably hold off on it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the danger is split attention. I think it can work if somebody just wants to own it and, just like have one person manage it. It probably would be fine, and then give updates. But I think without somebody just really taking control of that, I'm not quite sure it would be that effective. That said, I think it's a good idea. The way that I think about it is it is a good way for mentees to make it clear how much they're willing to work, and in a way it kind of keeps the mentee pool warm. In a way, it gives them something to do while they're waiting. I think, again, one of our biggest issues is going to be the disparity between the number of people who want a mentor and the number of mentors available. And so, giving them something to do in the meantime, I think is pretty great. And then also aiding the selection, for the mentors, I think is useful. So if that mentee self-guided program was going on, it would be much easier for a mentor to say oh, look at this person, they put in a ton of work. That's a good use of my time. It just provides some, basis there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Honestly, even if someone wants to step up and own this part of the program, I'd rather have them help us out with the core mentorship thing.
I'd like to give an update. It's kind of moving to another point, but today I will be sending 3 types of emails. The 3 are for asking for new mentors, and I will be sending those to to the ComCom members to see if anyone can recommend anybody, to the TSC members, and also I will be sending emails to all the people that I can see on the Travel Fund repository that are contributors. So those were things that I thought, because mentors have to be Node contributors already, right? So I kind of thought about those 3 groups, and I will be sending them today. And if anybody can come up with any new group or anybody that want me to email to, you can absolutely just tell me today.
I have a group of 3, I believe. There's Anna Adelax, who's very involved in the TSC, and I believe Guy Bedford said they're interested as well, and Jonathan David Dalton. All 3 said that they'd be interested in being involved.
Okay, can you repeat? Sorry, Guy Bedford.
Yeah. Anna Adelax. I'm getting a little bit of echo. Sorry, Anna Adelax on the project. She's very involved. She should jump out. Jonathan David Dalton, and I believe Guy Bedford. Let me double check Guy Bedford though.
Yeah, sure. Because I don't want to, cross email people and ping them so much.
I also want to mention that Tracy Lee sent a message to the ComCom already. So I'm not sure if you want to redo that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, she already did.
Yeah.
I just have them on my list of people we are emailing, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Guy Bedford definitely said they're interested as well, and I already sent them a little note, and that's true of Anna, and that's true of John David Dalton as well.
Awesome.
Do you have Anna's last name?
Let me look it up. 1 second.
Yes, of course. So
I think it's a good idea to put in the chat.
Yeah, should we just put this, is this in the Google Doc that we shared before?
I think Anna might be in the Google Doc already. I don't think Guy Bedford or John David Dalton are.
Okay.
I don't have it open, but if someone doesn't mind adding them, I'm not at my computer.
Here's the doc in the chat. So we have Ian and Vladimir and Gabriel.
Could you share me that?
Anna as well.
Is it possible for me to look at that document?
Yeah, I shared it in the chat.
Oh yeah, sorry. Because I want to be 100% sure I'm not emailing people 2 times.
Yeah.
And not spamming.
It is the same. It is the same Anna on the list, Anna Henningsen. I always forget her last name. So then it's Guy Bedford and John David Dalton. I don't know if they're both on there.
Okay. No, it's perfect. I'm looking at the spreadsheet. So yeah, that's all I need. So you think it will be okay if I give you an update, I don't know, the next week? I will probably be sending an email if anybody says yes, hopefully, before, this meeting next week.
Yeah. I'm just curious, like, if you have an idea about like how many people are you gonna reach out to?
Let's say I still have to look if there's anybody, because I know some people are in the ComCom and in the TSC as well. But I don't know, maybe 50 people? I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably less, like 40. Let's say 40. Will you prefer if I just add notes in this same document?
Yes, please.
So we all have this as the source of truth.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Okay, so that was all from me.
Awesome. Yeah, the only potential mentors that we have no idea how to reach out to is the people from the TSC. I'm not sure if you can reach out to those people, Sophia.
You mean in the sense of contacting them, or?
Yeah, like reaching out to them in the email, like sending an email to the TSC, asking them if they're interested in the mentorship program or if they have anyone that they know of.
Yeah, well, I'll just try and we'll see how that goes. But also, I'm not just asking people to, like, I'm not asking, do you want to be involved? But I'm just also asking, do you have anybody to recommend? So maybe we have something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just in my head. I'm thinking of framing it like, would you like to nominate somebody? Everybody loves to be nominated, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if you got Tracy's email. I can forward it to you guys.
No, I don't think I saw that.
Okay. Sophia, I believe you saw the email.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Did you see Sophia's email for the ComCom?
You mean my email?
No. So Tracy Lee, like 2 days ago, she sent an email to the ComCom telling them they're interested. Yeah.
That was my email. And
okay.
She just
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I have so many action items at the same time.
No worries.
I forgot which ones you actually see.
I'm gonna share it in the mentorship repo chat on Slack, just so you can look at it. Like, this is the template that we're using at the moment. Yeah, I believe it's a good time to discuss, like, when do you think we should have the pool of mentors ready? I believe we have a good amount of candidates at the moment, and to be honest, I'm happy to have only those people as well. So even if we like decide on a short deadline, that would be nice as well. So do you have any thoughts like when is the best time that we can announce that?
I don't feel like much is going to happen before next meeting. So maybe then. That would give us 2 weeks to try to find a few more people.
Okay, so you're saying that next meeting we'll finalize the mentorship list, the mentors list, and announce it during like after 2 weeks that we're gathering the list of mentees now.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, I've got a full disclosure. I've got like some work announcements coming up over the next few weeks. I'm going to be a little distracted. But I'm excited still to be a mentor in the program, and we'll be at all the meetings. So, but might not be the most available.
It's okay. I believe like
Ben,
go ahead.
You're going to mentor again in this next round?
Yeah, I would happily do so.
Awesome.
I'm in fact taking a job soon that involves more public-facing work, so it suits it really well.
Great. Well, and Ian, you are interested in mentoring, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, great. Well, that gives us 6 people already then.
Yeah, this is great.
Ben, I'm going to add you to the table as a mentor because we don't have you on there right now.
He is on the list.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
The only issue with me being a mentor, I guess, is I'm not actually like officially a Node contributor yet. I have like contributed to the project a little bit. I'm kind of new-ish though. I do have a bunch of open source experience though.
Yeah, I was thinking of, we were definitely close to.
We can't hear you. You're dropping off, Ben, or is it just me?
No, I can't hear him either.
I can't hear him.
Okay, until like Ben comes back online, I just want to say that I feel
Sorry,
like...
it's just...
Yeah, perfect.
Go ahead, Ben. We couldn't hear what you said before. If you want to repeat it. I guess he can't hear us now.
Yeah, he's muted.
Hey, can you hear? It's annoying.
Yeah.
So I was about to say, if you can hear me, that.
You're dropping off. Your connection is dropping off.
All right. Go ahead, Ahmed.
Yeah, I was saying that I feel like at the moment, time-wise, we don't need a huge commitment from the team until we gather the list of mentees. So we will have a room to like figure things out and get more comfortable. And hopefully we'll find a way to automate some parts of pooling mentees, but we'll discuss that, I believe, like next meeting or the meeting after. We have some time. Yeah, so Ben was dropping off, so he left a message in the chat saying that he feels like confident enough that he nominates Ian because he have enough contributions to Node. Personally, I agree with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I feel like I do, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. I actually have to run now, but
okay.
Good luck. And I'll catch up later on what happens from here out.
Thank you, AJ. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah, so the reason we have this like rule in the first place to have a person as a contributor is just to ensure like they're adhering to the code of conduct, and they actually know like they know what to mentor basically. And if you meet both criteria, that's more than awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a ton of Node experience, but like I'm one of the maintainers of Create React App. And I've actually worked at like a coding bootcamp as a mentor for a couple of years. So yeah, I would love to help out.
Yeah, so just to give some context, like currently how the program works is that we list each mentor under a certain scope, and they mentor in that scope. So which scope you feel most comfortable with?
That is a good question. I don't have the answer to that. I can try and figure that. I can maybe talk to Ben or something, and he can kind of point me in the right direction, maybe. I think with me being new to the project, like if, you know, something like deeply technical, maybe I wouldn't be the best mentor for. But yeah, I'll take a look and see where I think I could best help out.
Awesome. Also, if you have any questions, like I'm available if you want to discuss it.
Okay.
On Slack.
What would be, yeah, would that be the best place to continue that discussion?
Yeah, so you're on Slack, the Node Slackers channel?
Yes, I just joined the mentorship channel this morning.
Let me check. Let me invite you. Okay, I've invited you to the mentors private channel.
Okay, great.
You can find me there, and
okay,
awesome.
I was thinking with by hearing that maybe we could add some columns to the document, or even create a new spreadsheet with confirmed mentors, and put columns there so each mentor can write notes about when do they have time, and which topics. So we have a kind of a master list. What do you think? Because I don't know if we have that.
That's a good idea. I believe we can put it in a separate spreadsheet. We had this sheet in the previous cohort, so I can share that with you and build one from there.
Ah, that's perfect. Yeah, it's always good to not have more documents, right? I can just add a tab there and put second round, and I can start putting the people that I see here that already agreed.
Perfect. I'll share it with you asynchronously after the meeting.
Okay. Where are you going to send it?
I believe I have your email, no? Yeah, I have your email. I'll send it over email. Is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So I believe that's all for the agenda. Does anyone have any questions, or like, do you wanna follow up on
do we have like, what are our thoughts? So okay, so we get the mentors locked in, they're ready to go. What's the next step in terms of how do we get mentees paired with the mentors? Have we decided on a plan for that?
That's a good question. So I'll tell you what we had in the previous round, and what I'm hoping is to have like more input to iterate over that and make it better, more automated. So in the previous round, we had a pool of mentors and the pool of mentees. We gathered these two pools together, which was not the best thing that we did. So this time we're trying to have the list of mentors first, then the list of mentees. This way the mentees, they know which scope they're going to be involved in the first place. So basically, after we have the list of the pool of mentors, we're going to have a Google form for mentees to fill in and choose the scope that they want to get mentored at, given the list of mentors that we have. This way, it will make the matching process for us much easier because we don't have to guess what the mentees are interested in. And what we did in terms of how we select people, we had a criteria that we followed, which is basically if the person is willing to contribute back to the project, because we want to have this on a long-term basis, and if they have any experience, because the mentorship round is relatively short, so we want to have someone who have some experience with Node. This way, they will get mentored in the scope more than in what is Node and what is JavaScript, stuff like that. We also try to take diversity into account during the matching process. And after that, for the actual kickoff meetings, this was the most troublesome because we had to do it manually. We had to coordinate with each mentor and mentee when is their best time. And at the moment, I believe I don't have any ideas, or we didn't discuss it yet on how to make that better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's great to get confirmation on that. That's kind of what I figured is where we were at, was that we had a process for last time. We were not super happy with it, and we don't have a concrete sort of diff for how it's going to go this time. I do think that's something that we should start concentrating on now. What I think we don't want to get the mentors ready to go and then us have a long delay before the mentorship actually starts. You know what I mean? So probably now is a good time to just finalize a plan of how we're going to do the pairing, the matching, and try and come up with a way that doesn't introduce a lot of lag. I think one of the complaints was how much work was involved in the pairing process last time, which I assume translated into, if it was a lot of work, then it took a lot of time, and there was a delay. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Basically, for the matching, we had to coordinate lots of meeting options and people not attending, and we have to reschedule. And basically, me and AJ had to dedicate almost 2 weeks to have that finalized. And we also had to join each meeting, which some lasted for an hour, some lasted for 30 minutes. So that was really time consuming. I agree with you. We should start thinking about a solution for that. But I also feel that we have some time to discuss that in future meetings as well, because our agenda is basically next meeting, we're going to finalize the mentors list, and we'll probably have another, I'm not sure, we should discuss that, but maybe we're going to have at least 2 weeks or 1 month to finalize the mentees list. And after that, we'll start the matching process. So we have at least 2 to 3 meetings for that actually happen.
I mean, I'll share some thoughts I have about how to do it from my experience with the rounds of mentorship at JSLA. So again, I think the critical resources that we have that are really going to be the limiting factor for how well this goes are our mentors' time, how many mentors we have, and how much time they have to give, and then how much time we have to oversee the project as a whole. And so those are like the two resources that we have to be a little bit careful with. What I think what we want to do, because what we do, like kind of the levers at our disposal are that mentee list. If we can do a better job of filtering that down or putting it in such a way that it makes it easier on us and the mentors, that's good. So what, like if we think about what makes an ideal pairing or, you know, an ideal mentee relationship, I think you've already touched on some ones that are, you know, some of these factors that are really important. And the first one is scheduling. And so I think getting a sense from the mentors, okay, mentor, like when are you available? And then just getting that really clear and more or less locked in. And then the mentees can really just be filtered against that, right? If we have a mentee in Australia and none of our mentors are ever going to be available when the mentee is, that's unfortunate, but there's really nothing we can do about that. We can never really get that square peg in the round hole, so to speak. So it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of time, you know, going back and forth with them. So that's something that we can do up front, is once we have our mentors, just get a really clear idea of what their availability is. And then and the mentees also get, you know, pretty clear availability. And so if there's no, like, pretty much just do the intersection of those to see, okay, this is our real pool of mentees. Another way that this could go that might be able to speed up the like the selection process is that once we have our mentors, we could do something where the mentees are not, like, we've kind of talked about it in terms of scope, but we could also do it in terms of setting up mentor bios and, you know, just a little bit about what the mentor's expertise is. And the mentees can, you know, basically apply with maybe first choice, second choice to particular mentors. And then the mentors would be able to get this reduced list of people that they know are available when the mentor is available. And then second, are actually like proactively interested in receiving you know, mentorship from that person. And then depending on how we do the application, like the mentee could basically say why they want it, and then the mentors could basically themselves decide who they think would be the best fit in working with, rather than our committee making that guess for them.
Yeah, this is a great suggestion, actually. We had something similar to the mentorship bios, mentors bios in the mentorship in the last cohort. So if you go to the issues in the mentorship repo, you will see a tag, a label called mentorship mentor bio. Let me share it with you.
Yeah, I'm in the car, so I can't see it right now, but I will later.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So basically, each mentor had an issue on GitHub in the mentorship repo. This is my mentorship bio, and this is what I do. But we use that to match mentors, not to have mentees apply to those mentors. Mostly because we have like mentees sharing their personal information, like time zone, why they're interested, their email. So we didn't feel really comfortable sharing that directly with mentors. So we were this intermediary party. But
so I understand that, but you know, if it's one of these things where we do another pass and we, you know, to our mentees list who have said that they're interested, and we say, hey, we're doing something a little different this time. You get to choose which mentor you would like to apply to, and then make it clear that as you apply to this mentor, like any information you share is going to go to that mentor, and it's kind of up to them, like what to. I mean, again, I don't know what kind of personal information we are most sensitive about. Time zone, I don't think is that big of a deal, but name,
I guess the
probably.
email.
Yeah.
Email.
I honestly kind of like that better than people applying to areas of Node they're interested in, because I feel like a lot of contributors to Node have, can work in various parts of the code base. So it's my 2 cents. I actually kind of like this idea.
Yeah, I mean, so to get concrete, like Ben, you might have somebody that looks you up and is like, oh my God, I use Yargs all the time, and like Istanbul changed my life. I'd love to know like a little bit more, and then they're basically saying, like, I'd love to work with you, see how you approach, contributing to Node. Like, that would be amazing, if they get specific like that.
Yeah, I love the idea as well. It will also like get some part from our side, which is also always like a good improvement. I have one concern though, is that how are we gonna, because in the past, like we will have one form and this is like the central place for everyone to apply to. But now how we're gonna do that exactly? Like we're gonna ask them to go to the mentorship repo, and I'm not sure. How do you approach that?
I think we would have to message everybody who has applied the first time and give them another form. And so we would have to create another form, and part of it would be which mentor, like, again, we do have some decisions to make. Like, would they apply to only a single mentor? Would they be able to have like a first choice and second choice? So just for argument's sake, we'll do first choice and second choice. So in Google Form, there would be like 2 sections. One would be for the first choice mentor. So you choose, from the drop down, which mentor is your first choice. And then there would be some other additional fields. Maybe actually the top section would be availability. So the top section's availability, just total. And then first mentor, so you choose from the drop down. So it'd be like, okay, I choose Ben. And then maybe like a field, maybe some fields like how much experience do you have with Node? That could be in terms of years, or maybe checkboxes like, oh, I've published on NPM, or like I've had a pull request accepted, or, some basic like experience, yes or no checkboxes. And then maybe it goes to a free form of like, okay, why does this mentor appeal to you? Like, what are your goals? What are you looking to get out of it? Maybe some other agreement type things. Are you available enough to make your meetings and do the additional work, things like that. And then that is ultimately what would wind up in a spreadsheet. And then we can probably it would go to the committee, and then we can easily filter. We can get all the ones for Ben and then just send them to Ben and say, hey, here are the ones that like, and we can do initial filtering, right? We don't need Ben to go through all the people who are clearly not available, or, like overlap with availability, or the ones that we feel aren't really going to work just because in terms of experience, like you said, like, we don't really want to explain to them what JavaScript and Node are. And so we can reduce that list down to what we consider like finalists or something like that, send that to the mentor, and then they can we can have a little bit of back and forth with them as they tell us like who their top choices are.
Yeah, I love that suggestion. I guess it's really a good way to go, and it will like help us a lot in terms of time, because it empowers the mentors from day 0 basically, and they get to choose. I think if we have some filtering, we can also like ensure that we're like having a diverse pool of mentees as well, which is something that I would love to like pay special attention to.
I have to hop off in a moment. I just wanted to add one agenda item for the next meeting. Once we do have mentors and mentees matched, the actual process of lining up, just scheduling the meeting each week, making sure we update the GitHub issue. I thought it was awesome how Jennifer Bland made videos of a bunch of the mentoring sessions and posted them. I think having some help around this, just to make sure that everyone gets a similar experience. I don't know if this is like the idea of a teaching assistant's been brought up in the past, or I don't quite know what it looks like, but maybe just block out some time to talk about that at the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll open an issue with that because it's a good thing to discuss. In the last mentorship round, we tried to have a teacher assistant, but it didn't work out really well. It's a good idea to discuss it in the next meeting. Thank you.
Even just to make sure everyone gets their riders, like a bowl full of M&Ms. And anyways, take care. I'm gonna head off for the week. Take care, everyone.
All right. See you, Ben.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, this is a good idea what Ben mentioned, because basically we need to also focus to get some contributions out of mentees in terms of sharing their experience and sharing like what they learned. Basically, because we have so many mentees that are on the waiting list, so they can have some resources to digest while waiting. So does anyone else have any input? Awesome. So I guess that's all for today. Thanks everyone for joining. It was a really good meeting.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, so sorry, maybe this was covered. What are like the action items for the next meeting? Like, what are the deliverables that we want to have?
Okay, so basically we have the Google Sheet with a mentorship outreach, people we have to reach out to gather the list of mentors. So basically we just need to follow up on that. Our next meeting is just finalizing the mentorship pool, the mentors pool, so we can start discussing how to gather the mentees and finalize the new form. So I guess the only action item is to open an issue with what Ben mentioned a few minutes ago, and I'll do that.
Okay, awesome.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
All right, take care, everyone.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.